Tuesday, March 31st, gathering together for a little bit of conscious breathing, resting our thoughts, resting our breath, and tuning our bodies. A little bit of compare and contrast. What is respiration and what is pranayama? Some people think they're the same thing, and they are intimately connected, but here's a quick difference. Respiration is the physiological system, action that brings oxygen into our cells, pumped by the lungs, carried through the bloodstream to nourish every cell of our physical being. And expiration or exhalation is the releasing of waste gases, so things like carbon dioxide. So we're getting the influx of pure oxygen and healing our cells, nourishing them, and then what we're releasing is what we no longer need. So there's an elimination process. What pranayama is the idea that it's actually an energy practice. So energy is carried on the breath. So we look in yoga at the breath being a vehicle or a chariot or a conduit for energy. So we can actually up the quality of our energy by including our visualization, including the depth of our respiration. So the more we breathe in, we can bring in more nourishing elements and fill more of our lung capacity. And as we exhale more deeply, we can also consciously release the body of not only waste materials of the lungs, waste products that come from respiration, but also in yoga we believe in multiple sheaths or multiple bodies. So we as human beings are multidimensional, which means we're not just our physical body, that's part of what we are, but we're also an energy body, we're also our emotions, we're also our thoughts, we're also our spirit and our joy body. So when we're practicing pranayama, we are also feeding, nourishing, and cleansing all of those bodies. So QiGong to me is Chinese yoga. To me, I use dance, I use yoga, I use QiGong, I use whatever works in order to help transform myself and also share this with others. So I just want you to know a little bit about what we're doing when we're doing the breathing exercises. They're more than just breathing, which is pretty exciting to me. So, having said that, today's focus is going to be on a meridian organ cleansing from QiGong, and I learned this from my beautiful teacher Daisy Lee, and I'm going to add a little sound component to it. So let's work on the sound bite first. I ask you to sit or stand as tall as you can possibly be right now, roll your shoulders back a couple of times, and bring your mind into the mood of being right here. Whatever else might have happened, whatever else is going on, you are coming into your own little refuge and hermitage, not to avoid what is, but actually to get better in touch with your resources so that we can come back and face the world with replenishment, with centered, calm strength, so that we can be responsive instead of reactive. So we're already bringing ourselves to that posture. We're setting that mental mood, which is a form of visualization. And I'm going to introduce the sound. One of the lung cleansing sounds that I love is the sound S. But think of yourself saying the word silk, that beautiful fabric, that silky, unctuous, smooth fabric. So you're saying as though you're about to say the word silk. So let's just try that gently. Inhaling through the nose, fill yourself, and now a soft, elongated, silky, S-like silk sound. And let yourself be curious. How long does your body wish to organically engage in this lengthened sound? When your body is finished making the sound, your body will know when to inhale. Take that breath in through the nose and try that sound one more time. It has a slightly upward, expansive quality when we think of the beginning of the word silk. And we like to load up our senses as much as possible to support us in our practices. So the more vivid you make the sound, maybe you want to bring a color in, maybe you want to think of the most beautiful silk article of clothing you've ever had, or a scarf, and just imagine its softness, its flow, its ability to move like water. So we can load all of those together to amplify our experiences. I'm going to step back a little bit so that you can see the next piece, which is we are going to bring online a few body parts that are important to get the most out of our lungs. They're based on the physiology of respiration, and they're also bringing in more of the quality that we want of connecting our emotions, our thoughts, our visualization, and our energy bodies. So I'm going to move back so you can see a bit more of my torso. You can stay where you are. This part is fine to do seated. I basically want you to be able to see my body. And we're going to do a quick little anatomy lesson on where do the lungs live. The lungs, essentially, you can do body braille with me. If you feel your collarbones, those lovely curvy bones at the base of the neck, the lungs actually come up just a tiny bit above that. So your throat is actually part of your breathing apparatus. And our lungs are pear-shaped, so they're narrower at the top. So if you stick your thumbs in your armpit area and feel up into the armpits, you'll see how small the rib cage actually is here. It's our shoulders that make us look broad. We also can feel down to the bottom of our breastbone. There's a nice notch in here. And if you feel that notch, it's like the roof of a steeple. So you'll trace down your ribs, and they'll come around the sides, and you can actually trace them around into the back as well. Into the back as well. Is my sound on? I think my sound is on. Can I have a heart to see if my sound is on? I'll just double check. Okay. Anyways, I hope you can hear me. And so this is the region that the lungs live in, and they expand into the back of the body, the sides of the body. The breastbone goes like this, and the breathing diaphragm, which we traced at the base of the ribs, goes down as we inhale. So the top of the lungs and the bottom of the lungs expand. When we inhale, this is what the lungs are doing, top to bottom. And when we exhale, this is what they're doing. I'll do that again because that one can be the toughest one to grasp. So internally, the basement and the attic of the lungs expand top to bottom. And that's really why you hear in yoga so often, or Pilates or QiGong, breathe into your belly. Two reasons. One is it gets our focus out of our thinky heads, which sometimes can get in the way of things. And we are also tuning into that action of the diaphragm going downwards. So if you think of breathing into your belly, you're automatically giving a little message here. The lungs also go like this when we inhale. They go like that when we exhale. And they also go like this, front and back, even this way, and in. So a lot of us have been doing work on Zoom. I think at this point everybody knows Zoom, so I'm going to say this as our image. We're sending the Zoom invitation to all of the components of our breath, and each one of those components is clicking join the meeting so that they're going to come together and we're going to have a breathing conference call. So let's begin with the first click is going to be the belly has been asked to come online. It's clicking, it's joining, and let's take that hissing sound maybe just once because we have a bit of territory to cover. And take your time, feel how the belly comes in. And at the end, just let your breath come in naturally. And just breathe in and out through the nose voluptuously, connecting to the belly. So we've had that invitation has been accepted. Let's now take our hands up to the armpit, collarbone area. We'll do all of this together. So your index fingers will be just above the collarbones. Your thumbs will be in the small upper portions of the lungs. And we're asking them to join and click onto the Zoom meeting. So take an inhalation. Silky hiss. To empty, empty, empty. We're emptying out all of the waste material. We're clearing the emotions. And then let the inhale flow in and inhabit that extra space that we have just created. Okay, next invited person is going to be the sides of the rib cage. So resting your hands, whatever feels comfortable. And exhale. Let's take an inhale first. And silky hiss. You're activating the purification, the elimination, the detox of all of the cells, the lungs. And then when you inhale, the oxygen and the vital energy that is carried on that breath can spread so much further. Okay, we're going to do 2 places for the back. One is to touch the back of the waist. So now this is going to come online into our conference call. We're going to inhale and fill the breath into your palms and the back of your waist to the best of your ability. Stay relaxed. If you tighten up, it won't work, but if you stay relaxed, it does. And then relax your hands and breathe. All of the different invited guests are saying hi to each other and waving to each other now. They're really happy to see each other. They're no longer in social isolation. They can connect. And one more back part. We're going to reach our hands, if you can, over the tops of your shoulders. If not, use your imaginary hands, because we're learning in these little classes together that energy follows our thinking. If we have faith in our thoughts and we simplify and focus them, the energy will go there. So your hands, your energy hands or your physical hands are touching the top back of your shoulders, and this is where we want to feel the breath, because we do have lung space in the back of the body that's often forgotten because we can't see it. We don't think about it. So let's take an inhalation. Imagine all the breath flowing into your hands and the upper back. And again, our silky hiss. Feel that emptying. And then inhale. Feel the generous filling. And now rest your hands and imagine all of those places, those breathing spots are completely unified in their respiratory pranayama conference call. You feel the breath flowing in and out of your belly, in and out of your sides, in and out of the top of your chest and the base of your throat, and in and out of your back. So there's this incredible volume that expands internally, this internal landscape that opens, and then it lightly squeezes. It's almost like a sponge. The sponge squeezes to squeeze out what's in it, and then it just soaks up the water, or in this case, we're soaking up the energy. We're soaking up the beautiful universal energy, and we're soaking it up together. Just take a moment to imagine all of the other people who are on this little Facebook Live together. There's quite a few of us here together. Just reach out your energy tentacles, and whether you're looking at the list of names or not, just imagine we are all together here. We are sharing our energy, and we are supporting one another through the energy field and joining in these practices. And they're amplified, they're more beautiful than they would be if any one of us were doing them alone. And that's still powerful, but as we do them together, we're lending our energy to one another, and together we are stronger, we are calmer. Okay. We're going to do a lung cleansing flow. Actually, I'll just sit for a moment. Let's take that in. Breathe it in. See if you can feel all of your breathing spots together. And if any of you are spontaneously feeling the inhale into the throat and down into the pelvic floor, simultaneously enjoy that ride. So there's a multidimensional expansion and contraction, the pulsation of prana, of chi. Respiration, yes, improved respiration, and layered with the secret sauce of energy. Okay. We can practice a couple of the movements here because, of course, we're going to be learning the steps, so to speak. It's going to feel maybe a little awkward at first, but the movements are simple enough that if you relax into them, you're going to get it really quickly. So, actually, we'll stand up. Yeah, we'll stand up because we'll warm up the body a little bit more. So you can stay seated, of course, but if you're standing or seated, feel your feet. Take a moment to feel your feet and really imagine them receiving the beautiful energy of the earth coming up like sap through a tree. And we are suspended through the crown of the head, so we are connected to a soul star above and the earth below. So this is the use of imagery to align the body. It's using something that engages the senses and makes us feel, whoa, here we are. Doesn't take long to get there. We know about our breathing because we've worked on that. So let's lower the hands on the exhale, and using all those breathing spots, inhale, you're spreading your wings, you're reaching up, you're looking up, you're really filling your lung space. And exhale, we're going to soften the knees as we empty the breath and cross the arms a little bit if you like. Inhale, feel the energy coming up through your legs. Even if you're seated, you now know you can use visualization as well as physical movement. Inhale, you're taking a full breath. And exhale, you can lower down to whatever amount is good for your body. So you're not trying to force anything, but you can experiment. And I know that people of all different body types are attending, so I just want everybody to feel that there's something for you. And if yours is elegantly small, you could even be extremely full of chi by working proudly in a smaller range of motion, but no less powerful, maybe even more powerful. Okay. We'll rehearse the movement. So on the inhale, we're going to start with our arms up and our palms are parallel, as though we're going to brush down the sides of a smooth metal tube. That's going to be the exhale, and we bend our knees. On the inhale, our palms turn out and our fingertips come forward. And as we inhale, we spread out. These are you can imagine the lungs are spreading their wings. As we exhale, we come back down and we relax the palms. They face each other again. And as we inhale, we bring the hands up, and we're going to bring them all the way up to touch the sky. So let's repeat that. On the exhale, the parallel hands are sliding down a beautiful, smooth metal column. On the inhalation, the palms push out, the fingers forward. You're expanding your lung capacity. As you exhale, you relax as you let everything out. The palms face. And as you inhale, you stroke the sides of that column, but you lift all the way up today. Exhale, let's do it one more time for the mechanics of it. Exhale down. Inhale, you fill every cell, as though every cell is a lung and it's filling. Exhale, you relax. And inhale, take it all the way up. All right, now we're going to add the sound. So every time you exhale, we'll be using the s. Now, because we're using that sound, it's going to elongate our breath, which is a good thing, because the longer our exhale, the more we calm our nervous system, our hormonal system, the more we quiet our minds. So listen to the sound of your breath. And if you have a long exhalation, you're going to take the length of that exhalation to make it all the way down here. And then you're going to inhale and feel yourself like the lungs are just in all those directions that we called upon filling. And then exhale, all of those directions are gently coming back in. And when you inhale, you have the length of time. And we're reaching up today. Okay, let's go for it. So start by inhaling, reaching for the sky, and hissing. Inhaling. Spread the wings of your lungs. Hiss. The hiss is cleansing the lungs and also clearing stuck emotions. And you're connecting to your highest self. Let's do one more. Follow your own rhythm. This time, reaching above and just stretching as though you're reaching a little bit with one hand, then the other to lengthen your side seams. Take a big inhalation here, and as you exhale, the palms face the earth and drawing that beautiful energy that you've created. You're bringing it down through your body, taking as many breaths as you need, centering and grounding yourself and acknowledging our beautiful Mother Earth, and bringing the feet together. And we're going to close our hoku points. Those are the points between the thumb and index finger. We're bringing them in and we're resting them on our low belly so that we stay grounded and we don't get too caught up in the thought forms that are so pushy-pulley these days. Smile and breathe. I hope that you feel a little cleaner in your lungs, maybe lighter, maybe your breath is slower, maybe you feel a little bit more resilient and you're ready to face the day with your resources and with your creativity available. I thank you all for joining, and many blessings to you. Namaste.